Hello friends, this video on nutrition in animals part 11 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. The food enters into the small intestine. So small intestine is this orange colored structure which is extremely coiled. So that is small intestine. So this small intestine again is going to secrete a lot of intestinal enzymes. So food reaches from stomach to intestine through the sphincter muscle. So this muscle is like a muscle which allows food to enter from stomach to intestine, but it doesn't allow the backward movement. It doesn't allow food to enter from intestine to stomach. It doesn't allow that. So in this small intestine, if you see, it is extremely coiled tube and it has three parts, that is duodenum, jejunum and ileum. These are the three parts. So duodenum is the first part which is immediately connected after the stomach. So it has a common bile and pancreatic ducts opens here and it is U-shaped. So here you see this is the shape. This is the first one from here. This part basically is the duodenum. So if you see in the duodenum, the pancreatic duct is opening and as well as the bile duct is also opening. So this is the bile duct and this one is the pancreatic duct. Both of them open here. The next part is jejunum. So this part is jejunum. And finally the last part is ileum. So as you see, the width also keeps decreasing. Duodenum is more wide, jejunum is narrower and ileum is even more narrow. And small intestine is a place where digestion happens because a lot of intestinal enzymes are released. Here also the pancreatic enzymes along with the bile juice help in digestion, because this digestion due to pancreatic enzymes and bile juice also happens in the duodenum area, this area, right? And besides that, the intestinal glands also secrete enzymes to digest carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So if I try to sum up the entire process of digestion, it started from mouth where salivary amylase digested the carbohydrates. Then it reached the stomach where digestion happened and there the pepsin digested the proteins. Then it reached the duodenum, that is the first part of the small intestine. There the bile juice created the environment and also it started digesting fats. And at the same time, the pancreatic enzymes and the intestinal enzymes, they also started digesting the leftover carbohydrates as well as the proteins. So basically in small intestine, complete digestion happens. Whatever food material has to be digested, they get digested in the small intestine. Beyond small intestine, no further digestion happens. So the start of digestion is at the buccal cavity and the end of digestion happens at the small intestine. After this, what happens? Now digestion is over. So ingestion is over, digestion is over. The next step is absorption. So absorption also happens at the small intestine. Now in small intestine, there are some special hair-like structures called villi, which are present on the inner walls of the small intestine. And these hair-like structure, they actually, when you have a lot of hair-like structure on a surface, so that helps in absorption. Now let us suppose in one case you have a surface like this and it has to absorb something. In another case, you have a surface like this on which you have thin hair-like structures. So the overall surface area increases in this case, therefore the net absorption increases in this case. So the same thing holds true for small intestine also. Due to the presence of a large number of hair-like structures, the overall absorption increases and that's how small intestine helps to absorb the food here. Now the villi, on one end it will absorb the digested food and on the other end they are connected to the blood vessels, right? So that's how they will pass on the absorbed food to the blood vessels, because finally the blood vessels need to carry the absorbed food to different parts of the body. So villi acts as a connecting link between the absorbed food. So this is basically the digested food. So the digested food is absorbed by the villi and on the other end it is connected to blood vessels. So the absorbed food is then sent to the blood vessels. So that's how villi plays a very important role. Now, you understand how important small intestine is? In small intestine, first of all, complete digestion of food takes place. Absorption of food also takes place in small intestine. So, we are done with ingestion, digestion and absorption. Now, the length of the small intestine varies from animal to animal depending upon their food habits, because now for some animals eat more plants or more grasses. Now, grasses contain more cellulose. So, cellulose again take more time to get digested, correct? So, for such animals, they have a very long small intestine. But when compared to that, those animals which eat flesh, now flesh do not contain cellulose. So, flesh is easier to be digested. So, in those animals, the length of the small intestine is small, because small intestine is performing one of the most crucial role in the entire process of digestion. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more educational videos with a better experience. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest updates. Thank you once again.